Okay, folks, we are starting. We are going to attempt to create a metahuman of me. And I'm your host, Mike Pugh of the Virtual Intel channel. I'm bringing y'all folks straight to the Unreal project browser. What we're doing is we're utilizing the Mesh to MetaHuman add-on. It's like a really cool add-on for Unreal Engine that allows you to create from your own mesh, your 3D mesh, and you can create a metahuman. So basically, you're transferring the the mesh over to a metahuman's face. So if y'all folks know nothing about MetaHuman, I'll see what I could do to give y'all some information about it. But pretty much, they are 3D humans that are digitized and basically 3D models that allow you to customize them through this thing called MetaHuman Creator. It's by Unreal Engine and Epic Games. So Epic Games is actually the owners of it, the pretty much the people who are responsible for development and upkeep and maintenance, as well as updates. And talking about updates, they had a most recent update out here for the MetaHuman Creator, which allows us to do much more from what it first launched. I believe the first launch was last year in 2021. I forgot exactly the timing. I think it was around last year in January 2021. I totally forgot, but it was out for a good amount of time. Could have came out a little bit after January, maybe February, March, or something like that, 2021. So ever since it launched, people were utilizing it and going crazy with it, having fun, creating all kinds of things. You can use your iPhone or like an iPhone X and above, anything greater than the iPhone X, which is an iPhone 10, and you can utilize it to animate your characters that you create from MetaHumans, from the MetaHuman Creator. So it's fully rigged. It has all high quality details, as you can see, and it is amazing. So the most latest launch is this one here. So when you get to it, actually, in order for you to get it on your computer, it's through a website. So it's metahuman.unrealengine.com. So what you have to do is, I believe you have to request access to it. I'm not sure 100%, but that's how it was in the beginning. So this is the old version in the bottom where it says launch original MetaHuman Creator. So in order to do what I'm going to do today, which is mesh to MetaHuman, you have to use the most recent version. That's one of the requirements. So let me just go to the information that is supplied for Unreal Engine's mesh to MetaHuman process. So basically, they have required tools and knowledge and stuff like that. You can learn all of that stuff if you wanted to. If you're brand new, you have no idea how to do any of this stuff, I highly recommend for y'all folks to use this quick start guide. In order to gain access to that, you would want to be on the Epic Games website through the marketplace. So you can just go to Epic Games and then click on Marketplace and try to find the MetaHuman plugin. But pretty much it's being featured right now in this current moment in time because it just got released about, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago. So once you get to this page, which I'll provide all the links to whatever I show on my live stream for y'all folks. But pretty much once you get to this page, you can sign in and download it if you wanted to, or you can go to the Epic Games launcher, which you will have to eventually download onto your computer through Unreal Engine. So you'll download the Unreal Engine software on your computer, and then you'll get to this Unreal, more of like a launcher, and then it provides the marketplace within it. So I have that as well. Let me show you that real quick. Let's go to Epic Games Launcher. There's two different icons that will show up on your computer: Epic Games Launcher, and also the, let me log in real quick, the Epic Games little icon to launch individual projects. So hold on one second. I'm just trying to log in. I should have been logged in on this one, but I had to restart my computer because I had some issues. So let's see, my login's not working for some reason. Oh, I put in the wrong password. Okay, I see why. All right, there we go. So now it's letting me in. I'm doing this live, by the way, folks, so keep that in mind. I will have errors and issues as I go along, and this is pretty much how you have to start off if you're brand new. But people who already know how to use Unreal Engine and already know how to get into all of this stuff, y'all folks can follow tutorial guides from people who do like quick 5-minute, 7-minute videos on it. Mine's is going to be much longer than that because I'm going in and digging in deep for those who are brand new to it, who have no precursors or any knowledge about how any of this stuff works. That's what I like to do. I like to cover everything because I know some people are brand new and they really want to know more than less. So here we go. So it says new release brings mesh to MetaHuman and more. So this is pretty much the Epic Games launcher that is a separate software on your computer. This is not a website. So you have to actually download this on your computer in general to work with Epic Games content. So you're going to have a library which pretty much allows you to download different engine versions, and you have to have the Epic Games 5.0.0 Unreal Engine version. So you have to have this Unreal Engine version on your computer in order to do what we're going to do today. So I have other projects. I don't really want to use any of these other projects because those have different stuff built into it. So pretty much once you launch your project, you're going to have multiple projects built in over time. Make sure that you don't go too crazy on your computer. If your computer has a very small hard drive, say it's not 2 terabytes or more, I don't recommend going crazy downloading too much stuff into your Epic Games launcher. That means anything from Unreal Engine's marketplace, try to minimize the amount of stuff that you download because it becomes a massive load on your computer. So that's one of my recommendations for those who are brand new to Unreal Engine in general. But pretty much it's going to land over here, whatever your projects are, if you choose to download from the marketplace. But currently what we're going to be doing, we're going to go to the marketplace and only get the add-on. So it should be a featured add-on in the marketplace, but in order to get to the add-on that you're looking for today, which is the mesh to MetaHuman, you want to go to free. So you want to find the free and try Epic Games content, and then it should show up immediately, the first thing that's being featured. So you got MetaHumans, which I already own it. I highly recommend for you to get this one, so because that's how MetaHuman started. So you want that one, obviously, and then MetaHuman Plugin. So I believe I already got it. I tried to get it earlier, so it should be on my computer already. So we'll just go and see what it does. Click on free, install the engine, and actually I did not install it, I don't think. So you have to go to slot to add plugin 2 and 5.0. So we're going to go install, and that initiates the install. So once you do this, this pretty much will put it in your Unreal Engine project of choice that you choose to run via the Unreal Engine version 5.0, which is the most recent version, and it's the full release, full launch that recently got launched. It was in early access for a while, for almost a whole year, and they finally unleashed and launched the full version, which you pretty much can work on your projects and whatever type of projects that you want to choose to come up with. If you're like a game developer, or maybe you're into film and you're trying to learn how to create animated film projects and things like that, you can really dig your teeth in it on Unreal Engine. It's really amazing for what it can do. Let's see what these images are showing while this thing is downloading. So let's see, it's not coming up. Probably because I got all this content downloading. But whatever the case may be, this is going to download. We're going to let this download in the background, and then we'll go over to the web just to read a little bit more information out here. So now I'm on the actual website, unrealengine.com, through the marketplace tab or option. So now that I got that downloaded, which is the same thing as when you sign in here on the website and you try to download it, but what that's going to do is send this actual plugin over to the Epic Games launcher. So that's all it's going to do. So it might sit it in your Epic Games launcher where you have to find the download and then activate it, like I just activated it. So that's what this page would do from the website. So let's move over and go a little further. But before we do that, I'll show you a little bit of the information that I gathered, which is towards the bottom. It says view the tutorial to find out more information on how it works. So if you want to know more information, say you was following somebody's quick video, but you don't know that much about it, you can go and click Mesh to MetaHuman Quick Start, and it will bring you to this page right here where it says Quick Start. So then you got an overview of the Mesh to MetaHuman process in Unreal Engine 5. See, so then you can click Unreal Engine 5, this little tab that will open up and get into the documentation for MetaHuman Creator and dig in and give you as much information as you want. So you can keep learning more and more about MetaHuman Creator and how all the differing things work with it. So it has tons of information. It goes all the way back to the beginning for the people who followed it all the way from the start, the beta testers and the people who are in the early access, all the way up to people who are brand new. If you're brand new, you can follow all that information and go all the way back to the beginning. That way you gather that information, you know what you're doing, and you don't miss anything. Because when you're missing key elements to what's happening, you're not going to really understand why certain things are functioning on the screen. You're going to try to play with it and test it and have fun, but you'll be missing a lot of key ingredients to what is really behind the secret sauce behind metahumans in general, and how you can fully activate them and put them into work. So basically you can use these 3D humans, metahumans, and you can bring it into an Unreal Engine environment and turn it into an animated character, either for a video game, or it could be utilized as you putting on a 3D what do they call it, a motion capture suit. You can get into a motion capture suit and you can actually jump into the digital skin of the character and perform on the screen, and then create, like, I don't know, whatever type of film project you want to create, animated films, all kinds of different things. And people are doing it, actively doing it today from their house. So this is like a huge quantum leap forward in a digital sense for people who are into trying to create content in general. And this is why it's so powerful. So what you have the ability to do today is take your 3D mesh of a 3D model that you created or someone created for you. You can photo scan yourself and then transfer your own image into a 3D model, which I did with this thing called Avatar SDK. So this is my single image. I took a single image, plugged it into their Avatar SDK program software, and it got me and my image and my likeness here on the screen. So what I'm going to attempt today is to take that 3D model that I created from Avatar SDK and try to bring it on to my Unreal Engine project, and eventually take that face that it was able to propagate from my image and then turn it into a metahuman. So that's like a challenge for me to do. I never done it before, but I'm just bringing y'all folks along the ride and along the way as somebody who probably is brand new to all this stuff and has no idea. But in order to get your Avatar SDK stuff going, you can do that as well. That is not hard to do. They have all of this stuff with pricing, referral program. They have a whole lot of different things. For those people who are content creators it would behoove you to try to check out Avatar SDK as well, because maybe you can get into the referral program, refer people, really cool stuff. I'm going to try to refer people actually in this video as well, because check this out. It says refer a customer to us and get $600 after sign up to an annual pro subscription, which is pretty dope. So if people chose to join through me, maybe through this video, it would help me to create better videos, higher quality videos, maybe get into my 3D studio and come up and create this actual short films and music videos of high quality that I'm trying to create. That's the whole reason why I'm into this MetaHuman stuff and into 3D animating, learning animation, learning 3D. I want to become an actual 3D animator / film developer. You know, so it would behoove you, if you're into that kind of stuff and that's your interest, you want to dive in and try to, you know, get and gear yourself into this stuff. And you obviously going to need some help monetarily to get there. So that's where this referral stuff comes in. They have all these pricing levels and things like that for people who are interested in using this thing, Avatar SDK. So let me show you real quick the Avatar SDK startup of the information, because all of this stuff is leaning towards metaverse. They also have very similar stuff to MetaHuman. The only difference is the quality of the avatars is not as high. You know, on MetaHuman, since it's through Epic Games and they have a huge mega galactic budget, I mean, Epic Games is definitely up there. They have been taking quantum leaps forward in everything, in everything digital. So that's why you see that the quality that they come up with is just mind-blowing, because they got huge budgets. They are responsible for, I believe, one of the video games that has the best trend of sales through a freemium platform. What is the game? Sometimes I forget the name of the game. It's one of those games on Epic Games that you could just go in there and you can play for free, obviously. Fortnite, that's what it is. I don't know how I forgot the name of that game, but Fortnite was one of the games that took Epic Games to the next level in terms of monetary gain, because they offered it as one of the first freemium platforms through their Epic Games marketplace, and then tons of people actually loved it. Tons of kids, tons of even adults got involved and they jumped in, and over the years they were able to sell, you know, differing packages and different items and all kinds of digital stuff through the freemium model, and that's what took it to the next level. So they in turn used a lot of that money to reinvest into the platform, into the tool, and now this is the end result, which is having MetaHuman and this capability. So let me hit this launch just to show y'all folks. I just wanted to get that out there, so for those who are brand new, have no knowledge of what's going on, hopefully y'all folks can take that, you know, and take it to the bank if you want. It could help you, because knowing is half the battle. Knowing, having a lot of information helps you to move further and gears you into more and more stuff. So with MetaHuman Creator itself, the MetaHuman Creator tool, it's an actual website. It's not an actual software on your computer. So what they have is certain criterion. They give you and provide you only up to 1 hour to use it. So that's why I chose to not access it until I got to this point. So you have to be kind of strategic with this, especially if you're doing like a live session, or if you're doing a pre-recorded session and you're trying to create a tutorial for it. You only have a small window and segment of time to do it. So I activated it. Hopefully I can get this done within the hour. So I got this open. These are the actual MetaHumans that I created in the past before the plugin was available. So you want to have this obviously open and ready once you get your MetaHuman up and running. But you have to get the mesh to MetaHuman transfer done on Unreal Engine. So I got this side open, and I also have Avatar SDK. Now Avatar SDK, let me get back to that part. In order to get a download, you have to create a sign up. So you have to go and sign up, create an account, and then you have to sign in. Once you sign in, you go to try WebGL demo, that little button that you saw, the orange button. And then from there, what you want to do is you can use any kind of image, but I recommend only to use images that you have the rights to use, or maybe your own selfie image. Obviously, you have 100% rights to use your own self image. If you're using stuff from the web, I don't recommend it because you can't use it as a monetized thing unless you get permission to use it. So for commercial purposes, you won't be able to utilize it. So like I said, anything that you choose to use, have the rights to use it, get the rights, get the permission, and then you can go in and you can hit the browse for photo. So I'm using my own images. I click and select, hit open, and then it goes in and puts it on the screen, and then you click the generate orange button. Also, you get to choose what type of pipeline type. So this basically will generate a specific type of model. It could be a meta person. They call these meta persons, not metahumans. So you got a male, you got a female, you have a head model, or you have an upper body model with the shoulders and the head. So I don't know, it's up to you. The head model to me has like a little lower quality in terms of the visual on the face, but it's a little bit more accurate in other ways. And then this one, the hair is kind of weird looking. I think the head model, you can change the hair. Let's try that one. But with the meta person, you can definitely change the hair, but you can't download it. So the only ones that you can download is head 1.2 and head 2.0. So we'll go to generate, and you just gotta wait a little while, maybe take about a minute or two for it to generate the model. But you'll see it's not gonna look identical to me, but it may have some features that look similar. Like it's gonna use my goatee, beard type of thing. It's gonna use the contours of my eyes and layout, a little bit of the layout of my nose and the shape of my face. That's pretty much all it's gonna do, and model it over a pre-existing model. So you see here, it's not that great. You see the hair is not that good. That's pretty much what it does. So I can change the haircut color. I can change my skin color. I can, let's see. Oh, I can change my hair. Okay. Yep. This is a small afro. I don't know if it got dreads. Balding 2. Bob, this is female hair. Got the burr cut, classic side part, classic taper. Look at this. Oh, this is some new hair. I never seen that before. Looks pretty weird. Cowlick. We got Cowlick 2, and then what else we got? Crew cut. They added more hair actually. Crew cut 2 from when I first used it. This one doesn't look too bad. This looks weird. Obviously that's a female cut. So they mix the female and the male cuts together. Interesting. This is a flat top. Where's the dreads at, man? High volume. I got dreads, so I'm hoping that there's some dreads. Nope, there's no dreads. Look at that. That's the long afro. Long bob. Long crimped. Long disheveled. Oh, here we go. We got dreads. All right, long dreads. How about, do they have short dreads? Let's see. No, I don't see no short dreads. Yo, but they have a lot of hair. Whoa, crazy. It's a lot of hair. All right, so none of this stuff really matters because the hair is not coming over. But I just wanted y'all folks to see, if y'all doing anything dealing with Avatar SDK, you can do this as well. So let's see, skin tone. My skin tone is kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. So then we're gonna go download. Like I said, I don't think the hair really matters at all. So what we're gonna do is go for placing it in a specific folder on my computer, which I already know where I want to place it, in my avatar folder, and we're gonna call this MetaMe. That's what the project name I'm gonna use on Unreal Engine. So we're gonna use this folder when we get to Unreal Engine. So now let's just open up Unreal Engine. Actually, MetaMic, that's what I should have called it, but this is MetaMic. We're gonna create the project. It's a third-person shooter game project. I just wanted to start a basic project on Unreal Engine. So when it first starts up, this is off of using the Unreal Engine the tab itself. So when you click this little icon, the Unreal Engine project browser pops up, and then you get to select which type of project you want to create. So this is how you start a project. Then you just select either recent projects, games, film / video and live events, architecture, automotive. But for now, I just want to try the third person because I know the third person has all the different setups for blueprint and other information that's built into the project. So we're going to click create. It's sending it to a specific folder on my computer, and Unreal Engine 5 will start up and open up. Now I believe that the Epic Games launcher is already done, so we will go back to the launcher just to check to see if that download is done. So we'll double click the Epic Games launcher, go to library, and it's showing this little, what was that? Installed plugins. Okay. So it has an update for Quixel Bridge. So that's what that little I is for. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I have the MetaHuman plugin and it's tied in. Okay. So it's just telling me there's an update. Where do I find the update? I don't know. Could be somewhere. Maybe a download. Nope. Setting. I did try to update. Maybe it will be in the Quixel Bridge. Sometimes the Quixel Bridge will tell you that there's an update immediately. Alright, so you have to make sure you have Quixel Bridge on your computer as well to get this taken care of, get this whole project started. Because if you don't have Quixel Bridge, then you won't get to transfer your metahumans. And the MetaHuman transfer portion for Quixel Bridge is at the bottom, I believe, where it shows this little computer icon when you're on Quixel Bridge. So Quixel Bridge actually works with Epic Games, and it is something that's key element to getting it all working in terms of the mesh to MetaHuman. All right, so we're gonna let's see. We don't really need this whole project scene, but we'll just use it for shits and giggles just to start. Let's go to update. So this is the Unreal Engine itself. It has a setup default scene. We're not really worried too much about that. What we're gonna do here is try to bring in that 3D model. So to bring in a 3D model, I believe, let's see, haven't used it in a while, but let's see what we can do. I think we can drag it. I think I have to do Control Spacebar to bring this up here, and I think I can drag it into one of my folders. So let's go to characters and bring it somewhere in the characters. Let's right click and oh, there we go. So we right click, let's create a new folder, call it MetaMic. Double click into the folder, right click, and then go into import game character, whatever. So what we're gonna do is search on my computer to find that character that I created. Oops, I went too far. Let's go back. 1 second. It's in models, avatar, and oh, I didn't open it. Hold on 1 second. I have to go and open up and extract that. Actually, let me rename this. Show more. Hold on. Gotta find out where I put it at. Here it is, MetaMic. Let's rename it. Or MetaMe. Call it MetaMic. There we go. Right click, extract all. This is stuff that you would have to do, which everybody doesn't show you, but you have to do that kind of stuff. Extract if you're creating like with the Avatar SDK, because the download that I got for the model becomes an actual zip folder. So this is the information that you need. This is the texture information. This is the OBJ file. So if you don't know anything about 3D modeling, you're gonna need certain file types in order to make the transfer of data. So let's go back to Unreal Engine. We're gonna do Control Spacebar, and then right click, import, and then we're gonna go find it. I clicked it again too fast. Hold on 1 second. Models, avatar, MetaMic, and then model.obj, and open. One of the things they said to check, there's a button that you have to, or not button, but a check mark that you have to check. If it's not checked, it says import textures, I believe. That's really important. And I don't think anything else is important in here. So we go import all. And don't worry about this. Hit the X. Control spacebar. And there goes the model. So I believe you have to just drag the model into the screen. And it looks like the model is very small. Hold on 1 second. We may have to increase the scale. Let me see. 100. Yo, what's up with this model? Oh, hold on. Is this the model? What in the world? What is this? Yep, that's the model. So it looks like I only got the hair. Somehow it looks like I only got the hair of the model. That doesn't make sense. Where's the mesh of the model? That's pretty odd. So for some reason, Unreal Engine is not detecting the full model. What's going on with this model? Hold on. Let's delete this. Something's wrong. We want to delete this model. Something is entirely wrong. And like I said, we're doing this live, so we're not gonna have the best of the best going on. We're gonna delete that one. And we'll delete all this stuff here too. Right click, delete, force delete. All right, so the reason why I deleted that is because there might be something wrong Let's go into Blender and see if we can bring it up in Blender. I believe I had it come up in Blender, and this is the model itself here. But let's try that particular one, because I did not do it with the hair, the dreads. I think the dreads is what's messing it up. Let's see. Import. And look, it didn't even come up. Oh, there it is. Okay. So here goes the dread model. Yeah, it came up. So why didn't it come up on Unreal Engine? That's the question. I'm confused. Like, that should have came up on Unreal Engine. Maybe we have to export it in Blender. Let's try that. Export it in Blender, and we're going to export it as a FBX. Let's try that. But they said FBX model types will not come up the same. They said something to that effect. It's going to take a long time for it to transfer on Unreal Engine. So, I don't know. Maybe this is a solution for Avatar SDK models. So we're going to call it MetaMe. We'll call it 1. And then we'll go to MetaMic. Actually, I don't need to call it MetaMe 1 because the model on that one is known as model object. Okay, there we go. We're going to go in through here, and we're going to change some stuff. So we're going to get rid of this and this. So the old model.mtl and model.obj I'm going to delete, because I got this from Blender, metame.mtl, I believe. Or did I call it MetaMic? Let me try that again. Export obj. Yeah, I called it MetaMe. Okay, we good. So now I'm going to use this on Unreal Engine. So let's go back to Unreal Engine. There we go. Control spacebar and right click, import, and we're going to bring this one in. It says skeletal mesh. I don't think I have a skeletal mesh, but if this doesn't work, then I'll try to select this check mark here. Import uniform. Let's just import all. Hit X, control spacebar. Okay. Where is it this time? Obviously, it's probably too small still. Where's the scale? 100. 100. 100. Here it is. And again, we are still getting the same issue. Wow. So maybe Avatar SDK doesn't have good meshes for Unreal Engine. Like, what is that? What is that? Or maybe it's such a low LOD that it's just invisible. The level of detail. I don't know what's going on with that. Why the mesh, why the face is just so distorted. I should at least get some of the mesh details. I don't see anything. It's just invisible. Advanced visual. Don't know what's going on. All right, let's do this. Let's go on to Blender again, and this time what we're gonna do is smooth out the face. So we'll use shade smooth, and what that's gonna do is create more vertices. I believe that's what it does. So let's go back to flat and let's see how many vertices. No, it doesn't make a difference. Okay. So shade smooth shouldn't do anything. I think it's still going to be the same model. I'm wondering why the mesh does not show up. Gotta be a reason why. So I don't know. I have to go look up and find out about Avatar SDK. So, alright, so this doesn't work. It's not working for me. I really can't see the mesh. If you can't see the mesh, then how can you work with it on Unreal Engine to perform this particular mesh to MetaHuman? So this was an epic fail. But what I'll try to do is open up an actual project that I worked on where I can get one of my other models. So I'll just open up something, put don't save, and I'll try to find something that I worked on. Let's go up and we'll go to, let's try this guy, Geo. Let's see if this is workable. Alright, this is workable. So what we'll be doing is going in, I'm going to edit out some of his face. And actually, just delete vertices. Alright, that's gone. Good. Gonna go to object mode, and this is a human generator character. So I want to see if this will work. If I can use this character instead to put him on Unreal Engine. Gotta get rid of a modifier that I had put in there. Mirror modifier. Okay. And hold on. Edit mode. Get into the mask. Delete the mask. What else did I do in here? I think that's everything. Let's go back. Object mode. No. Still something wrong with it. Edit mode. Let's undo. Let's select the mask, move the mesh, and then delete it. There we go. Right click. Where's delete at? Delete vertices. There we go. Okay, go back to OBJ. Alright, so this is some of the stuff that I'd be doing in Blender. So I want to take this guy's mesh and move it over to Unreal Engine. So we're going to go to File, Export, OBJ, Wavefront, geo.obj, and we're going to put him, we'll leave it here, Blender HG. We'll call it Geo 1, so I want to keep that project. Actually, that's not going to override the project anyway. That's just exporting OBJ. I forgot about that. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is start that process over. So what we're going to do is go to Unreal Engine. I'm going to delete this one. Right click, edit, delete, and we're going to do it again. So we're going to open this up. So Control space bar, delete all these items so it doesn't get confused. for this project. And then we're going to right click, import, and we're going to go to HG, Geo. The only problem with this character, I don't have any textures. So you need the textures in order to make things work. I'm going to go import. Let's see if it brings textures. I doubt it. Oh, it looks like it did. That's interesting. Alright, so Geo, we're going to bring him in the screen. And where is he? I don't see him. What the hell's going on with these characters? Why are they coming in so small? Let's scale it to 100. 100. There he goes. 100. Alright. So, for some reason, look at this. His head is missing. What is going on? Yo, seriously, there's something wrong with that. His head is missing. That means there's something wrong with Unreal Engine. Like, Unreal Engine is removing the head. What's up with these projects? See, that's not normal. See, the whole mesh is gone. So let me start this over. Maybe this project is corrupted or something. I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna put don't save. We're gonna start a whole new project. That was horrible. What the hell? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to an old project because I already know those work. Like, why would that? I don't understand. Why would that happen? We're gonna delete this one. How do we delete this? See, this one thing about Unreal Engine that I don't like, why can't I just delete the project? Like, I should be able to just right click and delete it. Some things I don't like on Unreal Engine. Certain things I love. But it's just, come on. Should be able to delete it from there. So I have to go to the library and delete it from the library. So actually, we'll launch the launcher again, then go to the library, then look for that new project, then right click. Can I delete it from here? Like, come on, man. I remember I was able to delete projects. Now I can't delete anything. See, it's saying show in folder. I don't want to show it in the folder. Oh boy. Now I'm having problems deleting stuff. I know some things you can't delete. Like all of these projects that I've told y'all folks, gave a recommendation in the beginning, you can't get rid of them. The only thing you can do is you like literally can't delete them. Look at this. It's not even allowing me to click the drop arrow. Like some things you can't do anything with it. So it's deadlocked onto your computer. You may be able to get it off of Unreal Engine, so you can remove it from the local content. See, it says remove local content, but you can't delete it off your computer unless you delete all of Epic Games off your computer, I believe. So that's crazy. Yeah, I really don't want to start a new project from scratch. And I don't want to keep this one. This one's horrible. But we'll go to this one. I got this one up and running already. I'm gonna hit open and see what it does. I just don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. What's up with the mesh? It's not showing up. Now, another thing I have to do is activate. Let me go in and try to activate that plugin. So to activate the plugins, you go to edit. I'm going to plugins and I'm going to type in MetaHuman. Should be in there. So look, MetaHuman experimental, official MetaHuman Unreal Engine toolkit. So we select that, hit yes, and restart. I don't know if that's the MetaHuman plugin that we have to use, but it might be. Pretty sure. Alright. So I guaranteed y'all folks that I was going to have issues because this is a live session. If I was to do this on my own without other people, you know, watching, and it wasn't live, then obviously I could work out all the kinks and the problems and then get directly to what y'all folks would be bearing witness to. This is some other stuff, other project stuff, so I'm just gonna delete, get rid of this guy, and I'll leave the Lyra characters in there because they're cool. So now what I want to do, control spacebar, I want to create a whole new folder. So new folder, again, call it MetaMic. Go in, right click, import, and then get to that project that I had, GO1 object, open, and let's just hope that it works. Import uniform scale. Let's just set it at 100 because the scale is just so small. I don't know why. And then we're going to import. So here we go. Yep, now we got the mesh. Alright, so the avatar SDK probably works, but for some reason that project just came out corrupted. See, there we go. So I'm probably going to be able to bring my mesh over too as well. So we're going to do control spacebar. In MetaMic, we'll add another folder. Call them Meta Me. Alright, there we go. And right click, import. And we're gonna import the other guy. My my other model. Hold on. What happened to that stuff that I put in there? Hold on 1 second. So let's see what happened here. Avatar SDK or Avatar MetaMic. Okay, I'm trying to get into that folder. Why didn't it let me get in the folder? Something going wrong? Oh, okay. I wasn't in the avatars folder. I was in the avatar. Okay, okay. Blender avatar. 3D model avatar. There we go. Alright, so I was in the wrong folder. Let's import all. Oh, I messed up on that one. I should have set it at 100. So let's do that again. Messed up that one. But the mesh looks, oh, the mesh is a good size. Look at that. Alright. Yeah, that worked. So all that time wasted for nothing. Because it was just a corrupted project. I don't know why that happened. That was just crazy. So we're going to delete this guy or move him to the to the side. We don't really need him. We need this guy here. Alright, so we're going to use his face. So what they recommended is to, well, I don't know if you have to do it here, but you want to level out the face. I don't think we have to do it here. I think what I have to do is get into the mesh. So it's probably this over here, static mesh. Double click it. But let me look at the documentation because I'm trying to do all this on my own from scratch. So bear with me. I'm not watching a tutorial on how other people have done it. So if you go through, let's get back to the system requirements for folks who are brand new again. So remember, I said you have to have the latest version of MetaHuman Creator, Unreal Engine 5.0, and you have to have the MetaHuman Plugin. So I did all those things. And you also should have the Quixel Bridge open and available. Let's see what else we have to do. Some of the stuff that you may not know, it says character mesh. So the mesh is the static mesh. See, it says the static mesh here. So that's that part on Unreal Engine where it says static mesh right here. So as soon as I added it and imported it in, static mesh shows up here. So that's probably where I have to access. Skeletal mesh used to create a MetaHuman. This can be in FBX or OBJ format. So you need that static mesh. Promoting a frame. This is taking a 2D snapshot of the viewport. Sorry. Taking a 2D snapshot of the viewport in the MetaHuman Identity Asset Editor. This frame is tracked, referred to tracker below. The resulting image is called a promoted frame. This is just information of every little thing that you're going to be knowing or needing to know, I should say, when you're doing these differing operations. So they have a such thing as a promoting a frame. They have a such thing as neutral pose, tracker, marker, identity solve, MetaHuman backend, and template mesh. So when you're doing this kind of stuff, these are the things that they're referring to. So neutral pose is a reference to the mesh representing the face's neutral facial expression. So that means that whatever pose that I gave the character should be a neutral pose. So that's this pose here. Just basically a normal pose. Doesn't have to be smiling or crazy or angry or blinking or whatever. Just a normal neutral pose. That's what they recommend. Because MetaHumans, they start off with a normal neutral pose like this. And then let's go back real quick. Tracker, a process that tracks markers onto facial features on the neutral pose. So pretty much the facial tracker is built into the add-on. So it's going to go in and it's going to try to configure itself to your 3D model that you supplied through your mesh, your static mesh. So it's going to overlay itself and then track the information. That's how it's pretty much working in the background on the screen. So you'll see like these green dotted lines or dashed lines to overlay on top of certain parts of the face. They got marker, a collection of sequential points. So that's what I was talking about, the dashes on a curve that tracks specific facial features. Markers have control points that you can drag to adjust. So I've seen somebody in one of their videos, they were playing around with it just to adjust to actually tailor fit it or custom fit it to specific points that they wanted to fit for their character, because they wanted more accuracy, maybe on the nose fitting and things like that, which makes sense. If you want to do that, you can pull the points or drag the points. Identity solve, the process of fitting the template mesh topology onto the target mesh volume. This process happens locally. So this is what eventually you're going to be doing, identity solve. And then MetaHuman backend, it says the cloud service that creates a MetaHuman based on the template mesh. So this is happening behind the scenes through the MetaHuman session that you have. So my session's closed because I've been on for a while. through my live stream. So in order to start a new session, I just have to reload and then launch it again. So I just wanted y'all folks to know that part, because some people may not realize it and then realize they can't get to activate their project. So there you go with that. What else do they have? Let's see. And then template mesh. The template mesh exists inside the MetaHuman identity asset. It is a standard topology head that can be fitted onto any appropriate target. So the template mesh would basically be something that's built by the MetaHuman team. I guess the developers have all that set up, so it's going to configure the new mesh, or the old mesh is going to configure onto the new mesh through this template mesh. This is, it exists inside the MetaHuman identity asset. So the identity asset is actually what you're going to have to conjure up through the add-on. So all of that happens on Unreal Engine. So now what I want to know is how to make all these things work. At the core of the mesh to MetaHuman system lies a MetaHuman identity asset. See, when you create a MetaHuman identity asset and import a character mesh, it is empty at first. After you select the mesh using the create components from mesh action, the following components are automatically created. Face, which has the following components. Template mesh contains the auto-generated mesh submitted to the MetaHuman backend. Then they have neutral pose, contains the frame or frames that the system uses to track the facial features of your character mesh. You promote these frames manually. Then body, where can you define the body type, height, weight, and gender presentation of the MetaHuman Creator. So they're going to give you different body types. You can choose on screen to select that. All these things are on-screen options, and they come up pretty simple once you perform the right steps. The process also creates a captured data asset and automatically populates it with the necessary data. They also have this privacy notice, so if you want to get into that, it's important to know. Towards the tail end, it says we do not perform facial recognition. So they telling you all your rights that you have to the content that you're creating in reference to MetaHuman, and also in dealing with the EULA agreement and all that stuff. So keep in mind, you're giving them exclusive rights to use that to provide it for you. So they're using your content to provide it for you on the MetaHuman Creator platform. That's one of the things they talk about here. Just read all this stuff in detail. Like I said, I'm going to give y'all folks a link to all this information so you can check it out yourself. Let's see the quick start page. So MetaHuman quick start, mesh to MetaHuman. Let's see. Here we go. So I got into all the required stuff. Also talked about Quixel Bridge. The version is 2022.0.2 or newer. So this is the workflow here. So set up your Unreal Engine project. I got that ready. Import and prepare the character mesh. All right, so I imported it. I don't know what they mean by prepare the character mesh. Create and configure a MetaHuman identity asset. Create the track and neutral pose. Run the identity solve. Submit the template mesh to the MetaHuman backend. Further customize your MetaHuman in MetaHuman Creator. Download and import your MetaHuman into Unreal Engine 5. These steps are covered in detail below. So it says set up your Unreal Engine project. To set up the project, complete the following steps in your Unreal Engine project. Enable the MetaHuman plugin. That's what I just did. If you need additional information on how to complete this step, refer to working with plugins page, etc. Open Quixel Bridge from main toolbar, then sign in. This is a required step even if you signed in to Epic Games Launcher previously. Sign in to the launcher does not sign you into Quixel Bridge automatically. import and prepare the character mesh. Next, you need to import your character mesh into Unreal Engine. The mesh can be a scan or sculpt or an existing game asset. For best results, make sure your mesh satisfies the following requirements: FBX or OBJ format, has a texture or material for best results. The mesh should be textured with the skin's albedo texture. Otherwise, it needs to have material that separate the white of the eye's sclera from the skin tone. The whites of the eye's sclera are showing. Your mesh doesn't need to have separate eye sockets and eyeballs, but it must have open eyes and visible separation between the eye and eyelids. Empty sockets are very likely to track poorly and generate fitting artifacts and other tracking imperfections. If your mesh isn't textured with the skin's albedo texture, it needs to satisfy the following lighting requirements: flat, front-facing lighting, features are lit uniformly and symmetrically, minimum contrast between significant facial features, nasolabial folds, and lips. I don't know what nasolabial fold. I guess the nasal folds. I don't know. Whatever. So minimum contrast between significant facial features. Importing a mesh in FBX format can take significantly longer time than importing an object mesh or OBJ mesh. As a best practice, we recommend using an OBJ file if the mesh you are importing has over 200,000 vertices. This is a known limitation. So the 200,000 vertices is what you saw on Blender when I was checking the mesh. So here goes the vertices. So all these little tiny dots, I don't know if you see them, but these are individual vertices. This is how a 3D model is made up of: multiple vertices. So if that 3D model's facial mesh is over 200,000 vertices, these little dots, then obviously it will have to conform to what it's saying here. Import your mesh using one of the workflows described on Importing Assets Directly page in the Unreal Engine 5 documentation, such as drag and drop. So this is information basically telling you in detail how to import it. So that's what I was doing here with the check marks and all that stuff, thing that I had when I tried to import it. After the import completes, double click the result static mesh in the content browser. See, so you go to static mesh and you double click it to open the static mesh editor. You'll notice that the mesh doesn't have a texture. So let's do that. So that's the part that I was talking about that I assumed you had to do. So you go here to static mesh and you double click. And what you want to do is rotate the head, obviously. So we're going to maximize the screen. We're going to rotate. I don't know where's the tool for it. Oh, here we go. Well, you got to select the head, obviously, right? I can't select the head. That's crazy. That's interesting. Why can't I select the head? Let's see if I can find something that allows me to rotate it. Transform. Oh. Yeah, I tried to move that, so it's freezing the computer. What I should have did is try to import rotation. See how it says import rotation? So let me delete that. Set it at 0. So Y, X, and Z. Not sure what axis it is. It's probably the Z axis. Let's try it. Set it at 90. Maybe that'll make a difference. Nope. Man, I definitely need the head to be moved. Shouldn't be positioned like this. And it should give me the ability to move it. Like, I don't understand why I can't move it. That's pretty wild. Alright, yeah, I really don't know how to manipulate this on Unreal Engine. Be interesting to learn that part. Whatever the case may be, it came in on different rotation. The rotational axis is not great. So maybe I have to figure out a different axis to put it at on Blender and then get it to rotate that way. I have no idea. This is just very frustrating sometimes when you're doing stuff from one tool to the other tool and you're having issues like that. Like, hold on, let me just try to dock this. Because that's the issue. I don't think, I mean, it's still going to work, but you see how it's showing in here? The mesh is showing vertical. Let's see. So they talking about the texture. My texture came in. Not worried about the texture on mine. Look, it says if the mesh isn't oriented correctly, adjust its import translation. That's what I was trying to do. And or import rotation properties in the details panel. Then click re-import base mesh. Okay, depending on the orientation of your imported mesh, you may need to enable the force front x-axis option. Interesting. So that's what I was trying to do. I was like trying to figure out how to fix it. So they're saying to re-import. So let's click re-import and see what it does. So that wasn't correct. So we're going to set that at 0 and re-import. So import rotation, translation. Let's try this at 90. Enter. Nope. This is 0. Let's try this at 90. Enter. Re-import. There we go. So that was it right there. And then translation. Z direction. Actually, I'm not worried about that one. Should it be on the ground plane? I don't know. That's, I don't know. Not easy to tell. But there we go. Now you know how to fix that part, which I didn't know. So they said that you want it to be somewhat like that, symmetrical. Because when you're doing the tracking, you want the tracking to work good. So I think it's set up like that. That's as symmetrical as I can get it. And what else? Let's go back to the tutorial. So I got the orientation working. Where do you want the translation to be? I don't know about that one. I have no idea about the translation. See, it looks like they want it on the ground plane. I'm not worried about the ground plane thing though. I'm not going to play with the translation right now. I'm just going to keep going through what it's saying. So, depending on the orientation of your import, front force x-axis. Okay, click the image for full size. You can disable the grid in the mesh editor from the viewport toolbar. Click show. When uncheck the grid option as seen below. Hold on. Click show. What are you talking about? So that's what we're doing now, is preparing the character mesh. If you see visual artifacts, now I don't see any. Once you're happy with the results, save it, then close the static mesh editor. Okay, so I'm happy with it. I mean, it's low poly. I'm not worried about that. I want to see what kind of facial contours it's going to create, even though I have low poly. Low poly means a low level of polygons. We're going to save, and now we're going to close it. So now the character is imported this way, but I'm not worried about that. I'm going to rotate him back to where he was at. There we go. Okay, so let's see what else we're gonna do. Alright, so it says create and configure a MetaHuman identity asset. Next, you will create and configure a MetaHuman identity asset. This asset holds the MetaHuman's face, mesh, template, mesh, body type information, and pose information. Following this steps here, it says right-click in the content browser from the context menu under Create Advanced Asset. I'm not understanding that too much. Under Create Advanced Assets, select MetaHuman Identity. So let's see what they're talking about. Content browser, right click. No. What did they say? Right click in the content browser from the context menu under Create. Let's go back. So hold on, I probably was right. Content browser. What are they saying? Under advanced asset. Create advanced asset. Ah, man. Select MetaHuman. I don't understand how to do that. Right click in the content browser. From the content menu, under create advanced asset, select MetaHuman. No, it's not gonna work. Hold on, let me log in here. Hold on 1 second. Just for shits and giggles, that's the reason why I logged in. I want to make sure that I'm logged in through here. All right, so from the content browser, so this is the content drawer. It's not the content browser. Content browser. Select modes. Settings. So maybe I have to search for it. Under create advanced asset. MetaHuman face contour tracker. Look at that. All right, let's see what they're looking again for me to do. Select MetaHuman and then MetaHuman identity. The file name of the MetaHuman identity asset you create will be your MetaHuman's name. Okay, but it's not coming up. It's not even coming up. See how they got all this mesh to MetaHuman? I'm not getting that. Like, what the hell? Maybe I have to activate a different add-on, a different plugin. Mesh to MetaHuman. Oh, okay, so this is the one that was installed. Yep. Okay, so that one should be active. I'm having trouble with this part. I have no idea what I'm doing in this part. I might have to look at a tutorial actually. So let me go and get some assistance from a tutorial maker. I believe JSFILMZ is really good at this stuff, so I'm gonna check what he did. Maybe on a YouTube video. Let's see. YouTube video. We'll go into JSFILMZ. JSFILMZ. Here we go. He recently has been doing this MetaHuman stuff. So he's a very, very awesome content creator, by the way, folks. I highly recommend it for y'all folks to check him out. I'll get a link for y'all folks to get to his channel, JSFILMZ, FILMZ, JSFILMZ. He's working very hard on this MetaHuman stuff. Recently did a bunch of videos on it. Unreal Engine 5 mesh to MetaHuman. Unreal Engine 5 mesh to MetaHuman Plugin. Now we'll go in and see if I could figure out what he did. So he went to add. Hit the plus, this add part. Hold on 1 second. Something's wrong. Okay, there we go. So he went to hit this add in the content browser, and mine's is not doing anything. Characters. Put it over here. Go to add. Scroll it down. Go to MetaHuman. And then go to capture data mesh. MetaHuman identity. I think it's MetaHuman identity. Let's go back. Let's see what they want us to do. See, this is the stuff that you would have to figure it out before you make a video, but I wanted to do it live just to show y'all folks. It is not that easy sometimes. Let's see. Create events. And then select MetaHuman and the MetaHuman identity. So they want me to do MetaHuman identity. So we'll go back and go to add. Go to MetaHuman and MetaHuman identity. There we go. So do I double click this? I don't know. Interesting. So it creates an asset for it. So let's go back. Double click the asset you created to open it. Initially, this asset will be empty. In the main toolbar, click the component from mesh button, then search for and select the character mesh you imported. So in the main toolbar, click components from mesh button. Let's do that again. It just says capture data mesh. Okay, so let's double click here. That's activated. Let's put this in here as a tab. So we got that. It's empty at first, it said. And then from components from mesh, hit the drop menu. You want the letter? Okay. Hold on, folks. Like I said, I'm live and I'm doing stuff. Had to do some stuff in my room. So I apologize for all the noise and everything. All right, so I think they want us to select the mesh. So this is it right here. So components from mesh, and then you select the mesh. So let's go back. Yeah, components from mesh, then you select the mesh that I imported. Good. So we go back over here and select my mesh. Boom. Now it's in. Interesting. So this is all because of that plugin. So the plugin basically gives you these functionalities to be able to play around with the MetaHuman thing. So you have template mesh and you have neutral pose, you have body. This is the stuff they were talking about in the information that I was reading off the screen. So this is the stuff that you're gonna have to be playing around with. And then at the bottom it says search. It has MetaHuman identity, parts, and thumbnail. And then up here it says components for mesh, promote frame. So there goes the promote frame part, track active frame, MetaHuman identity solve, and mesh to MetaHuman. So eventually we're going to use all these different things. So let's just zoom in. I'm going to use control and see if I could zoom in. I can zoom in. Okay. So what I'm using is the alternate key on my keyboard and the right click mouse button to zoom in. And to pan or rotate, I'm going, pan is using the mouse click, the mouse scroll wheel, just depressing it, moving it left to right. And that should be it. So that's where they wanted this to be. I thought that was supposed to be in the beginner phase, but it's not in this phase here of the actual project. So in the regular project phase, this is where you're developing your game or your film or whatever. You're not doing that stuff there. You're not actually centering it there or much of anything besides just placing it there to activate that first part, which is the static mesh. But over here, this is a whole different ball game. So you have to pay attention to everything that you see in this MetaHuman identity asset. So now we're going to go out and see what else they want us to do. All right. So the next step after that, make sure I did everything. Components for mesh, character mesh imported. After you complete this step, the components panel on the left side of the MetaHuman identity asset editor will be populated with the following components: face, template mesh, neutral pose, body. There we go. So we got all those that's set up there. Click the image for full. So don't worry about that. That's just to go to this image just to see the full size. See? So don't worry about that. Select the body component and do the following. Use the height slider to select whether your MetaHuman will be short, of average height, or tall. So you have to go and select the body to do that. So we'll go do that. Select body. I'm kind of tall. I don't know. Just moving this up and down. So I can scroll this. So I guess my body type is around here. I'm kind of skinny, but I'm going to do a little bit better body type because this is a digital asset. I'm not worried about it. I don't have to work out to get bigger, obviously. So there we got that selected. And what else are we going to do? Oh, back to the website. Create and track a neutral pose. So that's what we'll do there. Before the MetaHuman backend can create a MetaHuman compatible template mesh from the mesh you uploaded, you need to create and track a neutral pose. So it says changing the lighting in the viewport can make it easier to work with your MetaHuman or your mesh. You can switch between different lighting modes from the viewport toolbar as shown below. Let's see. For meshes that are textured with skin albedo texture, unlit mode works best. Let's see. Continuing from the previous section, follow these steps. In the components panel, select neutral pose component. Configure the field of view from the viewport menu. The menu looks like 3 horizontal lines and is located in the viewport toolbar. We recommend using the long lens, which can be done by choosing a field of view of 15 degrees or less. So I have no idea what they're talking about, but we will try to see what they're talking about. So we select neutral pose because that's what they want us to work on. And then let's go back. We can play around with the lighting if we want. But I really don't, because mine's is lit pretty good. You can go to lighting only if you want. You can go to unlit. Unlit would actually work decent as well, or lit, either way. I don't think it matters for my character. Alright, so we'll just use unlit, whatever. Kind of looks like what they got. So let's go back again. Oops. And what does it say? In the components panel, we selected the neutral pose. I did that. Configure the field of view from viewport menu. In the viewport, position the camera so that the mesh is facing forward and the head is completely visible. We got that. With the neutral pose component still selected, click promote frame with the plus in the bottom toolbar. So we look for promote frame with the plus here. So we click it. And then it has this thing here that says frame 0 on the bottom. I saw them do that in the tutorial. And a little plus here. So let's go back. After you promote a frame, it will appear in the frame promotion timeline as shown below. Okay, yep. Shows that timeline on the bottom. As this is the first promoted frame, its name is frame 0. Double click the frame to rename it. Okay, so and we're gonna call this Meta Mic. I believe this is the name that the character is gonna have. Okay. If you need to manually fit details like ears or nostrils, you can repeat this process to promote additional frames. For example, a side profile view and active specific markers for those frames in the markers outliner. I think I'm going to do that in the future when I'm trying to really get like high fine-tuned details for my character, and if I wanted to actually match and mirror every little thing, maybe try to like make a model look like some sort of superstar, well-known celebrity character type, and I'm just doing a how-to video. You can do that in a commercial way for the fact that it's for educational purposes only, and that fits in the lines of fair use. So I think I would do stuff like that in the future, doing tutorial videos. Let's see. Frontal frame with full view, yada yada yada. Additional frames should only contain markers not present in the front frame, and be added only in the feature. No, only if a feature fits poorly after the identity solve step. Warning, if you have multiple frames containing the same markers, for example, two different frontal frames, ensure only one of them is used for the identity solve. The used to solve Boolean is a per frame attribute that can be set in details panel or in the context. All right, with the frame you created still selected in the main toolbar, click the track active frame button. Okay, so we're going to go to select the track active frame. So it goes in and it loads trackers. So right now it's loading the trackers. There we go. So now the trackers are loaded, and if we wanted to, we can maneuver and move some of these tracker dots, which is cool, pretty cool. Promoted frame context menu. Looks like OBS Studio had a problem with the connection. I don't know what happened, but everything froze. You will be able to move the camera around and see how well the tracker responds. Lock the current frame in the frame promotion timeline. Right click the frame and make sure that the lock camera option is enabled. Don't know what that is. Lock camera, where is that at? Once a frame is locked, you can still navigate to set the camera in free roaming mode. To do this, click the camera button on the left of the frame promotion timeline. Doesn't look like the left, it looks like it's on the right. Alright, so what is this? The left is going this way, this is the right. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. Look like my eyebrows are not tracked. But are eyebrows tracked? Let's see. See what hers is doing. No, that's not tracked, so that's fine. So what were they talking about in terms of lock camera? I see a lock button here, a lock option. What did I just do? That's confusing. When you hit this, everything goes away. When you hit the lock, the tracking comes back. So what do they really want me to do? I don't understand. In the frame timeline, right click the frame and make sure that the lock camera option is enabled. Oh, okay. So they're saying right click the frame. Okay, lock camera is enabled. Good. That's what they meant, is that. So auto tracking is off. So it talks about auto tracking. All right. So you do that by right clicking the frame. That blue section there. All right, so once a frame is locked, you can still navigate, whatever, optional. Zoom in and tweak any markers that don't align correctly with facial features. So like I said, you can move those dots. Still in the identity asset editor, from the main toolbar, click the identity solve button. So that's the next step. So identity solve should be Yeah, it says MetaHuman Identity Solve. So we select that. It says running MetaHuman Identity Solve. Okay, so I think that's done. And now all I have to do is select mesh to MetaHuman, I believe. So let's see what it says. It says identity solve fits the template mesh vertices to the volume of the neutral pose mesh you tracked in the previous step. After the identity solve completes, you can toggle between your original mesh and the template mesh in the viewport by clicking the A/B tabs in the viewport. Oh, okay. The A and B tabs activate two separate frame buffers for the same view camera. And promoting a frame creates a snapshot of that camera. You can configure viewport settings such as lighting individually for each of the two frame buffers. In addition, you can toggle the display of both the original mesh and the template mesh in the same frame buffer from the viewport toolbar. By enabling or disabling the neutral pose and the template mesh options as shown below. Do this to see if your two meshes Z fight for screen occupancy. I don't know, that's interesting, but I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't think I have to do that. Oh, look at that. See, that's the model. That's that, and that's the model. Interesting. Okay. So I'm not worried about any of that stuff. I guess it's your preference. Submit the template mesh to MetaHuman backend. So all I have to do is select, wait for the process to complete before you move to the next step. Your MetaHuman is now available in Creator and Bridge in the My MetaHuman sections. So we're going to launch the MetaHuman Creator again so we can see it. But it should also be available in the bridge. So hopefully this part works. I had some issues in the past with the bridge. I was trying to perform some bridge stuff through Quicksell Bridge, and something went wrong on my computer. So I don't know if it was a glitch or anything, but since then I rebooted my computer. Like I actually formatted my hard drive and all kinds of stuff. So it shouldn't have a problem. So I got rid of all of the previous setups for every single program, because I had a small little issue with some tool that I was using. I didn't realize that tool was the issue. All right, so there it goes. It's up, and we will go back and hit the mesh to MetaHuman and just wait, see what it does. So this process is fairly simple, but if you don't understand like all the little details and things that they want you to do, then obviously it's going to be complicated for you. So I went into a great length of detail because I want people who are brand new to everything out here in terms of digital, and most definitely in terms of 3D modeling or 3D anything, in terms of the Unreal Engine, in terms of just getting going in general with creating content. If you're brand new, you may not be able to follow everybody's tutorials right away, and get straight into it, because there's precursor stuff that you should know, things that are building blocks to getting to do this stuff. So it's not like a 1, 2, 3. It's gonna just easily be done for the average person. So let's see. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. We'll see how long it takes. Your MetaHuman is now available in Creator and Bridge in the My MetaHuman section. We're going to click OK. So that means it was successful. So that's promising. It's my first time. So we're going to refresh. So you have to hit refresh to see it. Here goes the new MetaHuman identity coming up. And there he is. So folks, this is me through Avatar SDK and built into this guy here as a MetaHuman, but I have to go in and do more to it. So we're going to select it, go to create, and what it's going to do is try to gear in and do more. Hold on. No, sorry. We got to go back. Go back here. And I have to hit edit selected. There we go. So edit selected. All right. So now this guy is in the screen. He doesn't have everything. As you can see, he is almost there. So this is like pretty much the mesh phase. Doesn't have any skin. Interesting, right? Pretty cool looking dude. All right. He doesn't really look like me much, but that's okay because I'm using an actual single image to create this character, which is cool. It's interesting. So we got to go to, I believe, custom mesh. With the custom mesh, you can fix some of the stuff that you don't like. So things that you don't want, like if you have bumps and all kinds of stuff going on with the character, you can fix that. He got my eyebrows. Interesting. And I'm sure he has like part of my nose and lips, the contour of it. But I can go in, you can do more editing and details. Let's go to skin. Actually, let's go to nose and enable editing. Unlocking this character will allow access to the scope, move, and blend tools, but the undo stack will be lost. In order to preserve your data, we recommend you making a copy of the character before unlocking it. I'm going to click cancel. Let's just go to skin and assign skin texture to enable this panel. We're going to click assign and we will go with like, I don't know. Trying to get my skin tone, which is not easy. Texture, I got freckles, so contrast, bring it down a little bit. Freckles, yeah, not too many. Skin is not bad. Like I said, he doesn't look like me. He doesn't really look like me, but that's okay. Let's go with the, see how he looks now. Interesting. So this would finish, this is basically finishing up. I'm done the live stream, but as you can see, you can come up with your characters as long as you have a 3D model OBJ file. You move it over to Unreal Engine and you can go in and do your own stuff, which is interesting. I'm going to put in a beard. That's what I got, and a mustache. Something like that. Maybe a little more hair. Yeah. And then I'm gonna throw some, see if I can throw some hair on him. Head. Does he have dread? Let's see if they have any dreads. I don't know if they have dreads. I don't think so. Maybe give him some braids. This is one of the new things that they have available. Would be nice to have some dreads. They have some new hairstyles, by the way. They have a new female hairstyles, but I don't want to put a female hairstyle on my head. See, this is somewhat looking like me towards the side, but he doesn't really look like me. He got my eyes to some degree, a little bit. The face is a little too puffy, too big. Maybe if I chose a smaller body proportion, let's go to proportions. And let's go with that. Yo, this is super skinny. Nope. That don't make a difference. So the head is still the same. Let's change the eyes because my eyes are brown. Let's go. Where's the eyes? My eyes are like that. Alright. So that's pretty much it right there. That's not bad. Yeah, my eyes are kind of like that color. And the nose is kind of close to my nose, but I don't know. Let's see. Head. Where's nose at? I'm gonna have to go soon, folks. But this ends my session. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. I got more coming in the future, but hopefully y'all folks learned something from it, and it can help you to do your own MetaHuman custom models. And that's all I got. Joe 11 peace to all. Mike Pugh signing up. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share these videos socially if you think it's gonna help other people. And I'll see you next time. Peace.